Ono, Aminda, and Yoshino falls were chosen for analysis due to their unusual perspectives, which is achieved through a combination of front and bird's eye view portrayal. The painting series was designed to highlight the sacrality of falling water and its relationship to Shintoism, which revolves around gods and spirits inhabiting the natural world. Paintings were deconstructed into their three main elements: water, rock, and flora. To digitally recreate Hokusai's interpretation of water, it was simulated in both 2 and 3 dimensions. Different iterations explored speed, direction, and colour, with the objective being a clear relationship to the paintings. The same parameters were used for the rock formations, with the addition of verticality and form. An algorithm was able to digitally grow rocks beneath the waterfalls. By combining the water simulations and rock growth, digital versions of the waterfalls could be created as 4-dimensional simulations with the addition of time, emulating Hokusai's experience during the creation of the paintings. Iterating through the different waterfalls produces unique procedural responses by the algorithms. In addition to this, each iteration exaggerates the amount of flora present in the scene until the final iteration, which is abstracted from the paintings. The creation of this virtual landscape mirrors Hokusai's expression through imagery and framing. Here, nature has been framed virtually. In reality, the experience of nature produces a sense of calm, especially when forest bathing, the Japanese practice of spending time experiencing the sounds, smells, and visual stimulations of the forest. The project aims to address those addicted to the digital by introducing nature through the virtual frame and question whether it's possible to virtually forest bathe. Research has shown that phytoncides, which are essential oils secreted into the air by forest flora and trees, are partially responsible for the calming effects of forest therapy. Phytoncides are plants' antimicrobial defense against pathogens, and when time is spent around phytoncide-emitting plants, they are inhaled and absorbed into the bloodstream, resulting in less cortisol in the blood, the hormone responsible for stress. One of the benefits of forest therapy is its rehabilitative uses for addictive tendencies. In Tokyo, digital addiction is prevalent in internet cafés, partly because they provide a low-cost alternative to apartment living. However, spaces small as 2 meters squared can worsen social isolation, depression, and anxiety. Access to the digital world has been typical of the internet cafe since its inception, allowing users to spend 24 hours a day in front of a monitor. Tokyo's internet cafes typically have amenities such as bathrooms, showers, vending machines, and a manga library, making it easy for users to stay at the internet cafe for prolonged periods of time. Each user is allocated a single pod which contains all the essential equipment to facilitate access to the digital world: a computer, mouse, keyboard, display, and basic seating, with many just providing a mat to sleep or sit on. Data from Tokyo Metropolitan Government surveys indicate that around 25% of those using Tokyo's internet cafes are homeless. A further 70% of this homeless population are in unstable employment, making it difficult to save money and find permanent residence. Therefore, the proposal must consider addressing both homelessness and digital addiction. With cafes providing the amenities required for the daily routines within the facility, users have no need to leave the building, the result being low frequencies of social interaction with connections only forming through digital mediums. The site is located above Akihabara Train Station in central Tokyo. The decision to build above the railway was influenced by several factors, the most prominent being the need for large expanses of horizontal space to design landscapes for forest therapy. Akihabara is also the digital centre of Tokyo, with many of the internet cafes located close by. From the research by Tokyo Metropolitan Government surveys, many of those staying at an internet cafe use it for its access to transport into central Tokyo. Therefore, building above the station must take this user group into consideration. The existing station has 2 main lines that overcross at first and second floor level, with access to both from the ground floor via escalators and lift cores. The project proposes removing the corrugated platform shelter at the second floor level and replacing it with the Japanese garden to the east and building to the west. The building program addresses the 3 primary user groups: those that are addicted to the digital, those that are homeless, and those that are commuting through the station. The building will function as an extension to the landscape, giving users an experience similar to forest bathing when time is spent in the building. Hybridized homeless shelters and internet cafe pods are scattered throughout the landscape in groups of 3, the same as rock formations in Zen gardens. These will become permanent places of residence for those that are addicted to the digital and those that are homeless. To be consistent with the format of the internet cafe, there will be pods containing essential amenities. The building also has retail spaces dedicated for commuters, which will be managed and operated by those living in the pod. Staircases on each side of the railway connect the platform to the landscape and building entrance. The form of the building is defined by the stepped floor plates to simulate the undulating landscape of Japan. Retail, bathroom, and kitchen pods are introduced at ground floor level, with habitation pods stepping up on each floor plate. Pumice encases the pods and floor plates, providing a growing medium for plant life. To support the cantilevered mass of the pumice, a space frame connects each pod and lift core and supports the building. The ground floor has a large atrium to the rear, which will predominantly be used by commuters. However, access to bathroom, kitchen, and library pods will be from this space, encouraging those living in the habitation pods above to walk down through the building as part of their daily routine. This gives cyber refugees who previously lived a sedentary lifestyle exercise and the possibility of social interactions as they move through the building. The pumice facade enables ferns and other phytoncide-releasing plants to overgrow the building, providing the calming effects of forest therapy to the building users. To treat those heavily addicted to the digital, a gradual reduction in time spent in the virtual world is necessary to reduce the chances of returning to addictive behaviours. To achieve this, hokusai paintings will be used to treat the digital addiction with forest therapy. This will initially be in the virtual world using virtual reality goggles, which will then transition to experiencing nature through augmented reality, and finally, the building will provide forest therapy in the real world. A modular building typology was adopted to ensure that the function of the train station was not affected throughout construction. The use of mobile cranes will help to mitigate the vibrations from the station. Once the existing roof has been removed, prefabricated concrete columns are lifted onto existing column heads of the station. The new columns support the Japanese landscape and proposed building pads. These pads also link both sides of the existing platform to the proposal. The next stage of the construction is the cross-laminated timber pods and timber space frame, which structurally complement each other. The pods connect to the space frame via steel connection plates. This laterally reinforces the space frame, omitting the need for cross-bracing. Pumice was chosen for the building for its performative and porous qualities, as well as having a visual relationship to the rocks in hokusai paintings. Due to its porosity, it is lightweight and can retain water, allowing species of plants such as ferns and umbrella plants to grow hydroponically. Another advantage of pumice is that it can be locally sourced from mines around Tokyo, reducing the carbon footprint of the building. To build the pumice facade, parts of the space frame become gabions with wire cables drilled into the timber. The material is placed on the grid of wires. This is then left to cure. This process is repeated until the gabion is filled. Encasing the wires in pumice strengthens the space frame with the tension created by its own weight. To support the weight of the new proposal, the existing station columns must be reinforced and extended. The proposed prefabricated support structure for the building attaches to these column heads, providing a flat pad to lift the pumice onto. The habitation pods are 3 meters cubed, which provides more space than the internet cafe pod. This will also allow pods to connect to the 1 meter space frame at any point. Due to the CLT external frame, each face of the pod can provide structural support to the building system. This enables the pod to be walked on, used as a lateral strength reinforcement, or used as a foundation pad for the structure above. Each pod will come equipped with a high-performance computer and monitor. This will give cyber refugees access to the digital world and will enable them to access nature therapy through virtual reality. To explore how the dynamic of Tokyo's micro-living culture will evolve in the years to come, the building proposal expands to include a more integrated urban proposal. The purpose of this expansion is to present an alternative to the dense concrete and glass apartments currently found throughout Tokyo. The performative qualities of the pumice will also help to improve air quality in Akihabara, as well as reducing noise pollution from the roads and railway. At the top of the proposal, a Zen garden gives those walking up the building respite and a chance to meditate after forest bathing throughout the building. The use of augmented reality glasses allows building users to experience nature therapy in the real, with digital data overlaid.
Augmented waterfall initiated.